there's been a whole load of people in the UK who have shown their true colours by refusing to acknowledge in any way the 1 year anniversary of October the 7th. Here are my three worst offenders. First, Queer for Palestine.
Why was it important for you to come to the protest today?
I came with Queers for Palestine. I'm a trans, non-binary person. I believe we're not free until everyone's free. Queer liberation, queer people live in Palestine. There's pinkwashing going on and people are trying to tell queer people that they can't be part of what's going on in Palestine, and I just want to be here for queer Palestinians and for every Palestinian because what's happening is disgusting.
Second, the former Scottish First Minister Humza Yousaf.
In terms of being pro-Palestinian, is there a risk that you're being seen as too anti-Israeli, maybe even anti-Semitic?
So I just utterly reject that charge. And look, it cheapens anti-Semitism by saying that criticism of the Netanyahu government is somehow anti-Semitism, when there's Israelis who disagree and march in Tel Aviv in their hundreds of thousands against the massacre that's taking place amongst Gaza. The attacks in Lebanon are being condemned by the United Nations. You're not trying to tell me that the United Nations is anti-Semitic. Of course it's not. So let's not cheapen anti-Semitism, which is real, which affects Jews up and down the country, to which I have railed against, stood against all of my life. What we're seeing here is people who are not pro, by the way, Arab, pro-Muslim or pro-Palestinian. They're pro-humanity, and it's international law that we demand that people are held to account.
And that prompted Zach Goldsmith to post a scathing message on X saying, "This march is timed around the anniversary of the worst massacre of Jews since the Holocaust. Humza Yousaf is truly revolting." And then what about this from Yasmin Alibhai-Brown?
All right? You've insulted my faith. The danger today is not Muslims, it's Israel. It's America.
June Slater, Leilani Dowding back with me. June, your reaction?
I think Yasmin has been insulted since the day she was born, not as much as the midwife was, obviously. Unfortunately, Yasmin's never been satisfied with this country. I don't know why she doesn't just leave. She's had a real good run out of this country. She's been revered by her peers in the journalist section of the world. And she's had a great time living here. And she complains about white men. She complains about every other religion. I can't take her sincerely because she's just, she's the sort of person, whatever religion she was, she would put you off that faith because she never stops moaning. She's always got something to say that's negative and negative about this country. She's won awards. She's invited on various broadcasts. She's having a real good time of her life, far better than where she came from. And she still isn't satisfied. And she's insulted. Are we bothered? I don't care if you're insulted, Yasmin. You insult me by making out that every single person with a white face in this country is racist, because we're not. Otherwise, people would know it by now and they'd stop trying to get here.
Leilani Dowding, your view? But first, it's the best time of year. Football is back. We're talking Premier League in the UK and in the US, NFL Sundays and college football Saturdays. With that, the glorious kind of fantasy football lineups is back too. So it's where you're in a manager comes alive, setting the perfect fantasy roster, screaming at your TV and making last-minute waiver moves that either make you a hero or the guy everyone ridicules in the group chat. But listen, while you're over here making sure your fantasy team is dialed in, don't let your personal grooming become the guy that gets left on the bench, because let's be honest, nobody wants to fumble their grooming routine. So that's where Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0 Ultra comes in, acting as your all-in-one grooming playbook. From keeping things sharp down below with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra to taking care of those rogue ear and nose hairs with the Weed Whacker 2.0, this is the lineup that'll keep you looking and feeling like a champ on and off the field. It will help you feel clean, confident, and ready to dominate your fantasy league. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Groin and Body Hair Trimmer is the franchise player of your grooming roster with precise trimming capabilities. It's reliable, efficient, and gets the job done without fumbling. Whether it's for a date night, weekend tailgate, or just everyday grooming, this is the tool you want on your squad. And no one wants a surprise nose or a hair making a guest appearance on game day, right? So look at this. The Weed Whacker 2.0 handles those details like a pro, keeping you neat and ready to go. No missed tackles in your grooming game. And 2 free gifts today. The Boxers 2.0 Midnight Bravo and the Shed 2.0 Toiletry Bag Premium Gear to ensure you're always ready for action, whether at home or on the road. So join the over 10 million men. I'm one of them who trust Manscaped, and get ready for kickoff by heading over to manscaped.com. All you need to do is use the code Outspoken, that's at checkout, and you'll get 20% off and free shipping. Trust me, you'll be drafting the real MVP of grooming this season. So 20% off and free shipping when you use the code Outspoken at www.manscaped.com. Stay on top of your grooming game and be ready for anything the season throws your way.
I'd happily buy a ticket to go to Palestine if it wants to go and see how they deal with whatever the pronouns are, or the trans thing, or the non-bi, or whatever the nonsense it's come up with for the day. Send it to Israel, Palestine. Go and see how that works out. Because actually, if she was in Israel, it would be respected a little bit more than if it was over in Palestine. To send it over there. And as far as Humza Yousaf goes, I didn't hear him once say, release the hostages. Release the hostages. It's been a year. Didn't say it, did he? So to me, to go out and march on the anniversary is so disrespectful. What happened a year ago was the most horrific thing, as I said, since the Holocaust. And for him to just play it down as he marches through one of these pro-Hamas marches, I mean, it's disgusting.
It is indeed disgusting. Well, look, stand by, June Slater, Leilani Dowding, because my superstar panel, here's the good news, are sticking around for today's uncancelled after show. And we've got loads coming up. The truth about Meghan Markle's bizarre comeback over the weekend as yet another senior staff member quits. You know I report what the Royal Rota won't. And why is Slippery Starmer following Esther Ranson's directive after what she told me about the unvaccinated? So you can join the after show by registering right now at www.outspoken.live. That is our membership section where you get half an hour of extra content every single day. All you have to do is sign up there. Some other big news, Outspoken now available as a podcast, so subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I'll put the links in the show notes. Wherever you get your podcast, though, we should be available. And remember to be back with us live, 5 p.m. UK time tomorrow, midday Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Most importantly, I promise to keep fighting for you, but I'll see you on the after show, I hope, in just one moment with much more from Leilani Dowding and June Slater. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are. You can subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts, and I've put some of the links in the show notes below this video. Keep watching our Outspoken clips to support this independent news venture with no spin, no bias, and no censorship, unlike the MSM. Most importantly, I promise to keep fighting for you.